Hi, this is Nick with BestOutdoorBasketball.net, and in this video I'm going to talk to you about the Shaq Cyber Hoop Shot Basketball Arcade from Sportscraft. I actually received this from them to review about a week ago, so I put it together and I've been testing it out, and I gotta say it is a lot of fun. I've kind of hooked on some of the different things you can do with this hoop, and I've been using it daily ever since. So let's get down right into it. Let's break down a little bit about assembly. I will state that assembly did take me about 3 hours. However, it could take you less or more depending on how handy you are, how many people you have to work on it. I did this primarily on my own. Most of it's pretty self-explanatory. The directions are I was pleasantly surprised with how easy the directions were to follow. They use pictures a lot, which I prefer compared to a lot of text, which can be confusing. So that is a nice part of it. There were a few parts of the assembly that I felt were a little bit more difficult. I'd click on the link below this video to go to the BestOutdoorBasketball.net article review of this hoop, and I'll talk to you in more detail about those assembly issues there. So if we look at the actual arcade basketball system here, and just kind of break down the different parts that come with this system, you'll see it comes with two different hoops, which are made from metal, and the rims are pretty thick. I was pretty happy with that. You have this ball catcher net area that has the Shaq logo on it, which is nice, and also pretty cool as well. Comes with 4 of these rubber mini basketballs, and you know, everything from that standpoint is pretty good. If you look below the different rims, they have sensors that are below them, so once the ball goes through the hoop, it triggers those sensors and then it counts your score. They do a pretty nice job of keeping track of the basketball going through the hoop. I will state that maybe in the future I'd like to see them use some sort of laser or some way that when the ball went through the hoop that it would recognize that and then keep score that way, because the only thing that you'll note is if you play and you really try and score a lot of points, you'll use both hands to shoot, which is what I do. And if 2 basketballs are going through the hoop at the same time, you're only going to get 1 counted. So that's only one of a minor gripe that I have. But overall, the sensors do a pretty darn nice job of keeping track of your score. As you can see, the arcade basketball system is pretty good size for a home unit, with the different dimensions being 80 inches in height, 46-inch width, and 81.5 inches of depth. So it is pretty decent size. I also like the metal frame, which is sturdy. It does not feel like it's going to fall on you or anything like that. It feels like it's something that's going to be able to last for a good bit of time. The scoreboard has the typical arcade setup where you can compete against a friend or family member, and which is nice, and what you would get on most arcade basketball systems. But this hoop goes one step further and actually lets you connect your device, whether it's an iPad or a smartphone, to an app that will then connect to the scoreboard, and you can play against people around the globe. You can join groups. You can also then compete against a computer, so you don't necessarily have to have someone right next to you to enjoy this system to its full capacity, which is really cool. So I'm going to show you that now. I'm going to connect the scoreboard to this iPad, and I'm going to show you some of the different modes that are there and available. So first, click that from the back to get it started, and then I've got the app loading now, and it's connected here. So I'm going to show you some of the different things. First, you got to log in. So for anybody out there, my username is PsychYout. Right now, I'm ranked number 1 in the world. So if you ever want to compete with me, hit me up, join a room, whatever. You can always challenge me. I'm happy to play against you. So, alright, I'm going to log in. And then it comes and it gives you this main section or map or whatever, the main page of the app. And the first thing I'll look at here is the single player mode. And I'm going to explain each different game mode to you. The first is arcade. And basically you play up to 4 quarters with the arcade mode, and you have to meet a certain score requirement to move on to the next quarter. And then you can count your score, and then that gets uploaded to the weekly rankings. And then you have a single ball mode, which just looks at being able to, how many consecutive shots can you make in a row, and you get 3 seconds to make each shot. And then you have training, where there's actually 10 different levels of training, and you basically compete against a coach or the computer, and each level gets progressively harder. And they really do get difficult. I've actually passed 9 of the 10 levels. Level 10 is ridiculous. I still haven't passed it. I don't know how you pass it. I don't know if it's possible physically, human, to pass it. So I'm going to keep trying, and I'll update you and let you know if I beat level 10, because I've been working hard to do that. Going back, so those are the different ones are ways you can play that are just individual by yourself. The multiplayer mode, typically you can create a room or join a room. Right now they don't have that available right now at this time, but I'm guessing they're working out a couple bugs since this is so new. But you would basically, if you wanted to use this, you can create a room and then someone can join you and play online at the same time, or you could join a room with someone who's already ready to play you. Then you have the offline challenge, which the offline challenge I think is really nice, because what you can do with the offline challenge is you can challenge any of these players who are ready to play against you at any moment or time, and they might not be online at the time, but you can challenge them. And once you've challenged them, you'll play an arcade game, and then you'll wait, and once they are online, they'll get to play the game, and you'll see who wins. And then you can do that again over and over against as many players as you want. What I like about that is it's not, you don't have to be right there at the exact time that someone else is playing. You can jump in a couple hours later, find that, hey, someone's challenged you, or that you want to challenge somebody, and you can do that at your own convenience, which is really nice. And then you have your rankings. And again, as you can see, I am ranked at that 1 position right now. Oh, it looks like this scoreboard's starting to turn off just due to the fact that I haven't been playing a game. So I'm going to leave the part of the review there at that point. But basically, it does have the rankings. And then the other area that it has is the achievement section, which the achievements have different awards, or basically things like that. Once you've met a certain level of games that you've played, once you've scored a certain amount, it'll give you a little like token or whatever. So you have things to go after and try to earn through time. So that is basically how the Bluetooth online hoop shot app works. I really enjoy this thing. It works really well. And like I said, I use this thing daily. And if you are interested in it for Christmas or whatever, definitely wouldn't think it would be a bad choice to put on your wish list. It will make our gift guide in the bestoutdoorbasketball.net gift guide, just because it is so unique and it has that Bluetooth enabled technology, which I think is really cool. So if you guys have questions, comments, you can put them in the video below, or you can even go to our article on bestoutdoorbasketball.net, and I'll try to answer most of them as I can. Probably won't get to all of them, just so you know. And yeah, man, check it out. It's pretty cool. Again, I'm Nick with bestoutdoorbasketball.net. Thanks for watching.